Property is expensive, yes, but there's no magic to this. It is simply supply and demand, its scale and expectations. Don't feel special. Your parents didn't always get what they wanted either. Think carefully where you choose to compromise and be conscious about it. Hi there. I'm back this week to talk about property and what's driving property prices. You may have seen I've posted on negative gearing, the housing crisis, and the government's mandate for the need of 1.2 million dwellings over the next 5 years. Today, I wanted to address some of the commentary, some pushback I've received, and share a few observations that I've had over the years. One thing that I've noticed is that many critics are the Sydney-siders, so the debate is a little skewed towards their experience. It's important to think about a couple of things. Sydney's population is about 5.56 million as at 30 June 24. That is almost 20% of the country's population. Melbourne, at 5.35 mil, is about 19% of the population, and coming in third is Brisbane with 2.78 million, about 10% of the country's population. Combined, these three cities form a very large share of Australia's urban population, just under 50%. Now, if you can show me a country whose population concentration is this significant, then we're comparing apples and apples. My thoughts are, when you have any big city, let's call it more than 3 mil, that inner ring becomes premium real estate. It doesn't matter whether it's Sydney, Melbourne, London, Mumbai, Shanghai, Madrid. The prices are going to be driven by simple supply and demand within that 20 to 25 k's from the CBD. In any big city with a large population, land supply is constrained. Infrastructure, desirability all push up prices. You can't compare Sydney or Melbourne's inner suburbs with the average overseas small city that many other countries have. Another thing that's really important to note is lifestyle expectations of today versus what they might have been 50 years ago. Today, our expectations are much higher than they were 50 years ago. Multiple cars, multiple TVs, big wardrobes, overseas holidays, meals out, etc. Our parents were far more willing to compromise on those extras. They had many fewer extras. Then we consider that some home buyers expect to match what their parents had in the same area, the same type of property, but that is simply unrealistic because your parents worked 30 years to have this and have this property paid off. And then they will also tell you that the area wasn't this nice 30 years ago. Unfortunately, we simply have to compromise. We can't have our cake and eat it too. Maybe the location gets sacrificed and we live a little further out. Maybe we choose to rentvest. Maybe we build a portfolio of other assets to save to buy a property. Maybe the scale or finish of our property is more modest than we might like. Property is expensive, yes, but there's no magic to this. It is simply supply and demand, its scale and expectations. Don't feel special. Your parents didn't always get what they wanted either. Think carefully where you choose to compromise and be conscious about it. I'm happy to debate anyone on this, but let's compare apples with apples. I invite your comments, feedback and questions. I'm TC and that's my 2 cents. Now, before you jump, if you found this useful, like or subscribe and share with anyone who might be interested. The content is for information purposes only. Get your own specific tailored advice. This is not financial advice. I am a poor, simple bean counter and not a substitute for good quality financial advice. If you've got a question or a topic that you'd like me to cover, set it out below or send me an email at tc@tcs2cents.com.au. If you're looking for tailored guidance to boost your business or tax advice or tax results, visit atomicba.au or email us at admin@atomicba.au and see if our team can help you go to the next level.